And good morning, everybody. It is Friday, the first day of February. We are now pretty much almost 10 days away from either shutdown number 2 or the president declaring an emergency and getting his wall anyway. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Cory-Booker, U.S. Senator from New Jersey, announced that he's running for president this morning. Now, I have a little problem with Cory. He decided to, as a stunt, or to see what it feels like, decided to live on SNAP benefits, aka food stamps, for a month. And he said it was really hard and all that, and I understand that because I live on those things too. Here's the problem, though. He knew that at the end of the month, he was going to go back to his, let's just say, more ample food supply, while us who are still starving will continue to starve next month. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, the good folks at Ballotpedia have a list of all the people who are vying to run against Donald Trump or whoever is going to be the Republican nominee. We've got John Delaney, a congressman from Maryland, who I don't know who, Tulsi Gabbard, who is a representative from Hawaii, who has been known as progressive but not progressive enough. Kristen-Gillibrand, senator from New York, who has said that she's progressive, but some people think she's not progressive enough. Kamala-Harris, senator from California, current frontrunner. She's progressive, but not progressive enough. On top of that, I have many friends in the sex industry who are not necessarily in love with the fact that she was a robust supporter of something called FOSTA and SESTA, which I will talk about on another broadcast. But it's FOSTA and SESTA if you want to look it up and find out what we're talking about. Elizabeth Warren, very progressive, but they don't think she's progressive enough. And Donald Trump keeps calling her Pocahontas. And she took Donald Trump's bait on that, and one thing led to another. Yeah. There's a guy by the name of Andrew Yang, an entrepreneur from New York who filed to run for president. He ain't going nowhere. The bottom line is that as these names keep coming up, and I keep hearing all these people who are looking at every single possible fault that these people have, and I'm talking to you, Democrats, I'm talking to you, progressives, this looking for the perfect person is how we wound up getting Donald Trump in the first place. Looking for the perfect person doesn't ever work. If the Republicans were looking for the perfect person, they probably would have voted in Mike Pence. He's the perfect person. But he would never be elected because of all the baggage he has. So how do we get him elected? Well, let's put him in the back, and we put this Trump guy who's very popular, and he's hosted a reality show, and he seems like the type of person that we like, and he wants to build a wall and all that sort of stuff. In other words, evangelicals, uber right-wing Christians were not looking for the perfect candidate. They were not looking for a Ted Cruz or someone like that. They were looking for someone who can get in. And they got Donald Trump. And whether you like him or not, and I don't, he has performed way above the expectations of the uber Christians and the uber right-wingers who voted him in. And we're sitting around looking for God. Well, guess what? God's not running. He probably wouldn't want the job if you offered him to you. God's not running. Stop looking for him. Instead of looking for the perfect person, take a look at these people and ask yourself, which one of these people would be more competent, the most competent, I should say, the most competent and the most qualified and the best leader and steward of this country to replace whoever the Republicans run, especially if that person is Donald J. Trump. Your job is to defeat the Republican. What that means is that, once again, you may have to take your feelings and put them aside and vote strategically. I must vote my conscience. That's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life. Vote strategically. Is this person good enough to beat Donald Trump? Is he good enough to do that? Now, I think a couple of these people here could do it, especially Kamala-Harris. And I know some of this is superficial. She has the look. She has the style. She ticks off most of the points. So right now, Kamala-Harris looks like the person who could be best suited to knock Donald Trump off. Now, some people say that Nancy Pelosi could be the perfect person. But here's the thing. Nancy Pelosi's old. We don't need old anymore. I have said before, and I'll say it again. There should be a constitutional amendment that basically says you can only run for president first time if you are between the ages of 35 and 57. Because, you know, I've dealt with a whole lot of people who were AARP members, and it's not fun. So my thing is here, simply vote strategically. I do have some times I do want to say this one thing, if you're still here. And maybe one or two of you are YouTube creators, and I love YouTube. I think that the more I delve into YouTube, the more creative I get. I have improved my visual presentation outside of my face, but I've improved my presentation. If I had not done that, I would not have gotten the views I've had in terms of the one situation that I've I don't think that I've been able to duplicate yet. I think you know the video. But I want to be consistent on this in terms of how I do this. The problem is that there is absolutely no way in my lifetime that I will get the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours, not minutes, hours of views that it will take to get the one thing I want and need. And it sure in the hell ain't advertisers. If I have to be advertiser friendly, that means I get to shut up. Advertisers want kitty cat videos and people doing lip syncs to Mariah Carey songs and things like that. I'm not that person. I'm a person who feels I need to talk about the things that are happening now. I feel that I need to talk about those things. And sometimes I'm going to say things that are not going to be in an advertiser-friendly manner. So I stop looking for advertisers. But what I need are posts. I need to be able to post short videos and things like that. I need to be able to have a community tab so I can basically talk about the various and sundry things that are there, and I don't need a video to do it. And that way, when I do that, I might be able to focus maybe on things that are a little bit more advertiser friendly. But to get that community tab, I would need those 1,000 subscribers. I would need those 4,000 hours of views. And I'm never going to get them. And I'm not talking in terms of mindset. I'm talking about reality. I know damn well that I'll probably never get those. Now, I know that this usually is the prelude to this sort of stuff being given to everybody, and that's what I want. I want everyone to have this ability. I want everyone to have the ability to have a community tab. But right now, as it stands, I feel like a second-class citizen here on YouTube. And I don't want to feel like that. I love this platform. I've said before, I'll say it again. This is going to replace Google Plus as Google's social networking platform. Now, if they're going to give it to everybody, all I want is a date. All I want is a date, or even some sort of idea of when the date is. If you give that to me, I'll be a happy man. But like I said, right now, I feel that I am a second-class citizen here. I won't even get into the censorship issues because I don't have the time, and my voice is fading. But please, if we're all going to get the community tab, tell us when. We deserve that much. We who are struggling creators, or just some of us who just use YouTube from time to time. If we're going to do this, let us know when. Support us at paypal.me/radiodon. That's paypal.me/radiodon. And you can follow us, I hope to get this right this time, at +/, DONP. That's PLU.US/DONP.